Welcome back to Age 40 Years. My name is Greg, and today we got a special one on the. I was gonna call this a bar top, but this is really my desk. I'm not at a bar, so if you thought so, that's on you. Just kidding. Today I got a unique find that I got just yesterday. As you can see, barely any out of it, and everything that's come out of there has gone in there. Before we get started, though, just a reminder: if you would please like and subscribe to this video. Also, I have my Indiana Hoosiers sweatshirt on. So, interestingly enough, behind the camera is a picture of all the bars and restaurants at Purdue University. That's where I graduated from. Got my diploma over there. You probably can't see it. It's probably out of the frame. But both my parents and my little sister went to Indiana. I grew up an Indiana fan. So watching their run to the national championship has been pretty exciting. What's also been fun is I got to go to the Peach Bowl and see them play against Oregon. Absolutely dominated. And then tomorrow I'm leaving to go to Miami for the national championship game. So pretty exciting. Get to go with my parents and also with my little sister and brother-in-law who are Indiana grads. So got my sweatshirt on. Probably won't take this to Miami because it's supposed to, it's Miami. But anyway, rooting for the Hoosiers to beat Miami tomorrow on Monday in the national championship. Back to the whiskey though. Old Fitzgerald Decanter Series. This is the 15th release in this series. What it is it is a special decanter bottle that they do various age statements every year. It's one age statement per year, I believe. This is the spring release. So this is well, that might not be true. I think they do a spring and a fall, but this is the spring release for 2025. Again, I just found it yesterday. I've also reviewed the new 7-year, which I think is really good. This is also a wheated bourbon. It is a mash bill of, I have it right over here, so I'm just taking a look. Sorry. 75% corn, 20% wheat, and 5% malted barley. This is a 100 proof product. It is aged 9 years. So if you can see down here in the bottom, it's got a 9-year age statement on it. But I mean, one of the best bottles in whiskey. I mean, quite frankly, it may take the cake. I will say I do like the Willet Pot Still bottle, but I like this one better. I don't like what's in the Willet Pot Still bottle, but hopefully we like this one. So bought this one for $125. I think MSRP on it's about $90. This is made by Heaven Hill, and just in general, pretty exciting. I've never had it, so I've never had any of the age statements. The only one I've had is that 7-year that I've reviewed previously. So looking forward to getting in and trying this and seeing what we think. This is one where, given the elegance of the bottle, it's a great, they call it the decanter bottle, and I think it makes a great looking decanter. So I will, once this one's gone, use this bottle I'll take the labels off and use this as an awesome glass decanter. So with that, let's go ahead and nose this bad boy. Oh, I like that nose a lot. Man, that's got all your traditional whiskey smells in it. Ooh. I mean, nothing particularly stands out, although there's some noted sweetness. And I think that might be coming from, again, I don't have anything to base it off of, but I think that might be coming from the wheat. Heaven Hill typically has a pretty standard whiskey profile to me, no matter what you try. So a little surprised to find this one be a little sweeter. Of course, the wheat in it might be the contributing factor to that. One of the things I've read is that sometimes the younger age statements are actually some of the better sippers. So being that this is a 9, they've done 13, 15, all kinds of stuff. So being that this is a 9, we'll see if that, I don't have anything to compare it to, but we'll see if that holds true. But that nose is really good. It's a little bit sweet, some honey in there, but you get your normal spices, but they're just not as prevalent. So pretty interesting and compelling nose. I like that a lot. Man, that is good. All right, let's go ahead and taste this thing. Okay, now that is definitely where your more traditional kind of Heaven Hill profile comes in. That's oaky, it's caramely. That is like your, steal a word from SLB Drinks, quintessential bourbon profile, quite frankly. It's good though. It's well balanced. You get some barrel notes in there for sure. That 9-year, you know, I will say, yeah. I mean, I don't. The sweetness on the nose, I don't think really comes through on the palate as much. It's kind of nutty, really. It's not that like peanutty flavor that I really don't like, but it's a little nutty, kind of rich, more like cashewy, rich, a little bit of sweetness, but not nearly like the nose. The finish, I think, is quite good. I like the finish a bit. For 100 proof, that the hug is nice. Man, that's a real wild, real curveball there. Real wild change from the nose. I mean, I get honey, a little bit of spice again, mostly bourbon though, but sweeter nose followed by just straight up bourbon, but good profile, good mix. This is an interesting bottle. Now, okay, I'm getting a little bit of a corn sweetness now. But just a touch. I don't. Okay, here's a flavor that I'm gonna throw at you. It's like a kind of candy corn flavor. Is that possible? A candy corn, nutty, sweet, but bourbony, oaky. And then on the back you get a little bit of barrel. But again, I still think it's maybe the finish is a little bit more of your spice in there. But dang, I think that's pretty good. I would be curious how this does in a blind. I plan to do some more blinds here coming up. Be a little bit more consistent, hopefully, on the videos. My goal is 2 per month with some shorts thrown in there. So if you go to the shorts section of my channel, check out the Sip, Savor, Secure part. That's a new one I just did. Actually, I just published the first one on Barrel New Year 2026. I filmed it just right before this. I'm wearing the same thing. Maybe I think I changed my hat, but that's just a quick, short 3-minute review of whether I want to sip it or sip it, which is just kind of your basic. Yeah, it's fine. I'll sip it and enjoy it. Nothing great stands out. Savor it is, I'm going to take my time and sit there and enjoy it. Really pull out those flavors and make sure that it's not one that I just cruise through on the shelf. And then the Secure is probably that. Get a backup, really special, great flavor, all of that. So if you do, check that out. So try and do a little bit more of those. I've already filmed 2 of them. And then, I want to do more of these reviews. I want to do more of the blinds. But hey, we're over 100 subscribers, so whoop whoop, that's cool. If you would, leave me some comments. What do you think would be good content to show? The bourbons that I enjoyed from 2025 video got my most watched, ended up being my most watched video last year. So that was pretty cool to see. Maybe I need to do more stuff like that of picking out different bottles that it's not even the drinking part, right? It's not the review part. It's just identifying some bottles, some things that I'm finding, and more of that. So we'll see. Back to the Old Fitz though, the 9-year, to me, easy sipper, weeded, a little bit of sweetness on that nose, a nice traditional bourbon palate followed by a good finish. Man, I don't know that I'd chase the secondary price on this, which sometimes I think gets up to 300 plus. But gosh, do I feel fortunate to be able to get one of these at an MSRP price. Local store took care of me. Sam's Wine and Spirits, they do a great job. I go back and forth between them and Clyde's. Both stores great people. But this was just a real special one to find this year. So I'm fortunate in that regard. But let me know if you've had it or if you think that maybe it doesn't hold up to the price. Let me know what you think. I will definitely be taking my time with this one. If I were doing my Sip, Savor, Secure, I'd probably put this in the Savor to Secure section. But I hope it gets into a blind at some point because I think that would be really interesting to see how it holds up. So with that, I just wanted to say I hope y'all are having a great start to 2026. For those of you doing dry January, congratulations to you. That's not easy to do. I have a friend of mine doing it. It's a good reset. Of course, I'm obviously not doing that, but I do appreciate the people that do. And look, find balance in everything you do, right? Whether it's sipping whiskey, exercise. I have a a relative who had rhabdomyolysis years ago from overexertion and exercise. You can overdo anything you do. So just a reminder to bring balance in your life. As always, please drink responsibly, and of course, cheers.